Hello. There we go. Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and Jesus Christ, that's bright. And of course, the boys. We are missing a couple at the moment, but they will be along shortly as I adjust my light a little bit so it's not blinding me. There we go. Yes, welcome back for our Warhammer Fantasy campaign. Well, some things have happened. Finally, we have had the two groups unite for most of them. This is the first time meeting each other, but for some, this is a reuniting of family. Our new warband made their way to the Black Pit, where it was being assaulted by the wicked and evil and genius Skavenses. Yes. And after foiling the Skaven's plan to kill everything in the Black Pit and take what was theirs, or ours, somewhere along those lines, the battle was won. The battle was won. There was a quick talk between the two warbands when they decided, mainly through Humperdinck, to go about their business and sort things out, go through the dead, put out the fires, and make sure that... What in the hell is this? Huh, that was odd. Never mind. To basically get things underway. At the same time, the survivors were not looking all that well. After most of them were fighting for a good 24 hours, skirmishing with the Skaven as they were holding down in the magical tower. For one of our group, our new group for Casper, some secrets were unveiled to him. He learnt the one who created the curse dwells within this very tower, and removed it from him only to let it go back inside. This experience has changed Casper a little. It's quite loud, that music. Has changed Casper a little, and he has returned to the ship to have the big sads for a little while. Hopefully he will turn up later on in the episode when the big sads have left him a little bit. But now we return to our game as a day has passed. The crew of Lord Humperdinck's ship have essentially come aboard. Most of them have anyway. Some of them have stayed near the ship. His mercenaries, who are still with him, he never got rid of them, have taken up defensive positions on the towers. The captain is currently going over the ship and checking for damage. The rest of the crew are going through the damage and trying to see what can be salvaged, what can't be. And the dead have been laid out to be disposed of, checked over, looked at, decide where they go, who they belong to. For our new warband, the current players, you slept aboard your ship. As you had rooms there, it was easier. Livia, you would have been able to treat.
I think you really would have.
Livia would be able to treat the patients easier aboard the ship. Where would you like to stay, Lyciara? Aurelia?
I think Aurelia would have stayed on the tower first floor because she's not allowed upstairs.
You can. You do have a bed aboard the ship with a girlfriend there. So, if you want, you can stay in the tower, or you can, go to the ship. Entirely up to you.
No, I think the first night she would have spent the night talking to the Sierra, so she would have told Tiffany, but
Okay, fair enough.
she would be in the tower.
So, as you all awake, the first group we're talking about here, it's a cloudy day, or if anyone wants to tell Casper at one point. You can hear the sailors are at work checking over the ship. You can hear people going about their business. For the second group, you're still kind of asleep. For Wilhelma and, well, Lysiara, you know, resting, not so much sleeping. You'll be getting up about noonish for Wilhelma, I guess, and the dwarfs. But noon very quickly comes upon the group, or at the very least, loud knocking on the tower door. For our old group, for Ragnar and Livia, you may accompany Humperdinck as he goes to talk to the owners of this settlement. We must come to terms, after all.
Just please, try not to get us killed.
Nonsense. Well, I have not got you killed thus far, have I? You seem to be with us.
Not for a lack of trying.
Nonsense, Carla. Go back to the ship and sleep longer.
Carla, what are you doing? I thought you were knocked out. Go,
Back to the ship.
go cry to Moore.
What?
So,
Goes back into her like, I don't know what gotten into everyone today, but oh well.
so Malius, Ragnar, and Livia make their way over to the tower. And of course, Black Hand, but he seems a little bit out of it today, not quite with it. Fighting the Skaven has quietened him some. As Malius bangs on the door, a dwarf opens the door. I can't find his name at the moment, but he's a very rotund. His beard it's starting to go grey. There's still more colour in it than there is grey. He's in very fine clothing at the moment. He has a dozen or so gold rings in his beard, and gold rings with emeralds and all sorts of cut gemstones on one hand. Why? Come on in. We were told you are allowed to enter this floor, but go no higher. Hungy. Don't want to cause the owner of this tower to smite us.
I'm just look up to Humperdinck and go, well, go on.
Oh, yes, well, thank you, Master Dwarf. I have come to speak with Steel Weaver about coming to terms and so on. Oh, aye, Hagrid, I'll go get him. He's just eating something right now, but wait there. The quite rotund dwarf, well fed, this one, wanders off, and you hear in Dwarvish, which Ragnar understands, hey Hagrid, there's some fat human, some fat hungy who wants to talk to you.
I probably have to try to stifle a laugh there. Try not to let on what I just heard.
you'd hear in Dwarvish, thanks, Ozad. I think it's Ozad, the merchant, Sergeant Merchant. Don't be so rough with them. No, it only makes things difficult. And from around the corner comes Hagrid. Out of his armor now, much less of an opposing figure. But you can tell that this is an individual who has been through battle. His beard is far greyer than the other dwarf. He's probably about halfway, but to get into a grumpy old grey beard. So he's getting on in years. Aye, Hungy. What do you want? Well, I figured by now you should have recovered your stamina, Master Dwarf, and, work needs to be done, and terms need to be gotten to. If you understand my meaning. Well, I've spent enough time with you lot. What terms are you after? Well, we want to use this place as a base and settlement. We wish to explore Mordheim and, plunder its secrets, shall we say. I have legal writs given to me by the Countess-elect of Nullen. So we are not scoundrels, we are all legal, above board. And, if we work together, if you were just planning to garrison this place, no, Hungy, you got the wrong idea there. We're no garrison. We have goals in mind as well. We'll be going into Mordheim to seek out lost things. Then our ideals, our goals, shall we say, are in line, are they not? We could share garrison, or, I have a ship. I could quite easily acquire more mercenaries to cover from what was lost. If you were to, say, provide certain equipment, shall we say, we could cut a deal, or we could come to some sort of terms. There's also, if you have been to Mordheim before, you can relay us with maps or detailed knowledge. Maps won't do you any good, because Mordheim don't stay the same. No offense, I see you come with Stone Brothers. It's good company. And at least, you don't seem to have any too madder amongst you, but... Well, I'm not sure you understand what you're letting yourselves in for. Mordheim is no place for... nonsense, I know all about Mordheim. I've researched it thoroughly. We will be perfectly fine. We have faced demons of our own, shall we say? Huh? Humperdinck touches his nose when he says that. We have faced great evils, Master Dwarf. Do not think that I am...
At this point, we'll help.
Livia stands like...
One does not research Mordheim. It is not a place you can prepare for exactly. You think what you heard outside will be of any use in there? It won't. Trust me.
The Sarah would be smiling. She also protected it. You really did tell me your encounter. She also told me about your personality, Mr. Humperdinck. You seem like a fine and trustworthy man, but whatever pompous bullshit you may think about Mordheim, Trust me, it's nothing like you may imagine.
For
You
once,
are-
she's talking straight, not in riddles.
You are severely unprepared for that place.
Hell, we were severely underprepared when we got there. Still are, to be honest. It's not exactly a place you can be prepared for.
I think you misunderstand ever so slightly. We're not planning to just wander happy for myself round and rotund asses into that place. As I said, we have a ship. There is a river that cuts straight through Mordheim. We will be able to take the docks, and we will be able to evacuate from the docks quite easily. From what I was able to learn whilst I was at Siegfried Hof, the river still flows. That will be at least one way for us to gain some entry and also scout. We do not need to stay there. We can go in and assess the situation and leave. I also do not intend on going in there anytime soon. I can see that we need to prepare. We need to at least have a place where we can fall back to. And this place is certainly not up to scratch at the moment. Not with the gate breached and, well, all the dead people everywhere.
Sarah's just gonna look at Warhammer. You know, the river could actually work. So long as the town crier doesn't see you, the monsters that lurk below don't see you, and that the ogres aren't feeling particularly hungry that day.
True. I mean, it's not like they can do anything about the town crier.
Ah,
Yeah,
we've seen him. He's not that terrifying.
How many crew members did we lose that day?
I think it was only one.
Aurelia is gonna perk up from the seat. Yeah. It was such a waste of fine rope too.
Well, you did kind of drown the man.
Wasn't my fault that he jumped off.
You wrapped him in rope.
Yes, I should have tied him down to the boat too. That was my mistake, I admit.
Nothing we can do about it now.
Ariel's just gonna shrug.
We are a competent party. We have been recognized by the Countess of Nullen, which, just in that, gives us access to certain equipment, supplies, and so on. By gaining our aid, we will be able to resupply you far quicker and easier than, well, if you were to have to send for goods from the mountains. I don't know about that, Hungry. The rotund dwarf with all the gold bling comes over. We dwarves can refit ourselves and supply just easily. We don't need your ship to get work done. I meant no offense, Master Dwarf. There are so many of you now. I just meant that with a ship it is much faster. You cannot deny this fact. It is a fact of nature. I'll give you that, but you can get the same prices for the quality of goods that I can provide. Humperdinck begins to get the rings of sweat appear around his flabby neck. A merchant are you, Master Dwarf? Oh, so am I. Let us not quibble about who can do what better. Would it not be more profitable to combine our efforts? Does a combined wealth not open more doors, eh? talked it through. I'll give him that, Aglin. See, we can come to an arrangement, Master Hagrin. I have a fine number of dwarves with me who I'm sure can assist you in any rebuilding efforts. I have hirelings and a wealth of other resources. A number of mages, although you seem to... He looks up at the tower, kind of like shying away from, looking up and like, you have a mage yourself. I see.
The Sarah raises an eyebrow. Go on.
Oh, well, it just makes sense that two great war bands, the Unnamed and the Slayers of the Sky Beast, joining forces to conquer Mordheim. Think of the stories that they would tell of such great heroes and
The Slayers of the Sky Beast.
Who came up with that name? Pray tell.
It's not like we
I mean, I know
have
the
much
answer,
ground to
but
talk here, but
Livia stands like a good 2 steps behind Humperdinck and just nods toward him and rolls her eyes.
he holds himself up proudly. The rings of sweat beginning to evaporate as the deal is... The merchant will have to wait. This deal must be done first, and not as much profit in this deal, but the other deal. Oh.
The Sarah is just gonna look at Wilhelm. And I thought the Band of the Nameless was a stupid name. I guess there are people that are capable of doing worse, huh?
Not much worse.
But
Thankfully.
still worse.
How dare you? We are a proud warband. Take pride in the name that is known throughout Nullen, and soon Siegfriedhof, and next Ostermark.
Oh.
Wilhelm is just gonna mutter in Kazalate, well, isn't he full of it?
If you want to prove he's full of it, I want to see some perception rolls. God damn it!
Do it.
Challenge accepted.
Shit.
Why did my sheet close?
2 degrees against 3 degrees. You can see through his lie.
Sarah is just gonna look back at him.
Tide defender wins with Wilhelma. She's like, oh, maybe he's not full of it. Ciara's just like, no, he's full of it.
Sarah is just gonna look back at Irelia and speak in Notharan. He is just like you told me. He is full of shit, isn't he?
Yes, he is. I just cut in. Just email foreign as well.
Now, people, I've heard multiple languages today. I would like to hear just one. I think, respect to the master dwarves, they don't know, but you lot are employed by me. You should know better. He turns around and looks and says that, and looking at you lot like,
I'm simply making conversation easier. I'm telling them to speak in common. Humperdinck.
Charm roll, please.
I have to use it for something. Suck it, Humperdinck. Fucking suck it.
Well, good work there. Good work. He turns back to Hagrin. So, what do you say? We have engineers and smiths and hirelings and transportation. We can assist you, and you assist us. We could sweeten the deal. a combined effort. Whatever one party brings out is split between the whole. Then there is no jealousy over who gets more of what, or who struck it lucky and who didn't, eh? I know that jealousy can be a killer in mutual business arrangements. He looks over at the rotund dwarf who's got an abacus out. You don't quite know where he got this abacus from, but he's currently like flicking over it like, yeah.
The good old prison pocket.
And he just looks at Humperdinck and kind of nods, squinting his eyes a little, make look kind of a perceiving Humperdinck, checking to see if he's lying, but he seems to nod along and I.
The set is going to perk up. Well, my friend, that seems fine and all about dividing equally the loot of whichever party goes in. I can agree to that. With an addendum, however. She's gonna look first at Aurelia, then she's gonna look at Hagrid, and then at Ragnar. Whatever relics of the dwarven people, go to the dwarves. Relics of my people, come to me, and those are outside the pot.
I cannot accept. I'm sorry, but you will compensate us for what we find. Should we find one of your relics, but of course, you can claim it, but we will be compensated. I will not have a treasure be brought out of hell just for you to claim some spiritual possession over it so that we get shafted. But you should be able to see from your were you sisters or relations? I was not really clear. He looks at the two L's. Anyway, I do not take the artifacts of your people just for avarice, want. But when we go into that hellhole, well, that is a different story. Anything that comes out of there is split. If those terms are agreed upon by Master Hagrid here.
Luciana is gonna look at the dwarf with all the bling, and then at Hagrid. Oh, Hagrid. The artifacts of your people belong to your people, just as mine belong to mine. What say you?
There's only one place that I'm hitting. I only want one location, and if we dwarves, pardon me, stone cousins, not you two, if we want to acquire our relics, we'll hit it on our own. That was one of the agreements that I have with the Nameless. That those relics belong to me and my family and kin. I will not compensate anyone for reclaiming what is my family's. Well, surely you were going to compensate the Nameless for their assistance, were you not, Master Dwarf?
We get a portion of the loot.
Aye.
This is as much our endeavor as it is theirs. We pitched into this expedition.
Well then, it would only seem right that you would compensate us as well, would it not?
No.
Aye, if
I'll
you
compensate you equally, but like Hagrid over there said, I will not compensate you for the relics of my people. What belongs to my kin belongs to my kin.
If they are assisting in the matter, then they would be compensated. The Ciara. That is just how we do it. But they are my family's relics. I will reclaim them. If you lend assistance, Humperdinck, was it? Then yes, I would be willing to offer compensation for the assistance. But that does not mean equal to. I see. Well, I was not going to demand equal to, but at the same time, surely you can understand that that would mean that should we assist you, then we would be compensated for what else is taken out of Mordheim. If your relic is worth 1,000 gold, well then, if we find 1,000 gold, your party should not take any of it. Would that not be agreeable? I know that would be agreeable. But there you go. We can come to an accord. I mean, our endeavors in Mordheim could be long in the taking. One of my members, at the very least, has some to do in there, and I'm sure my work, well, if we agree to terms, I will also count you as business partners in the endeavor. I cannot explain this deal until we are come to an accord, but I would cut you in. I would not leave you out of a lucrative deal. And any relics of anyone's descendants, he gestures at the elves and the dwarves and the humans, in case, fucking Wilhelmus decides that, oh, this is a family relic of my family. I would be happy for that to be taken out and monetary gain passed around to the others from other endeavors. That is all to an accord with everyone. Hagrin does look over at Lysiara. I'll agree to terms.
Lysiara is going to narrow her eyes. Look at Hagrin. She's gonna look back at Irelia. Irelia's just going to nod. So I said, that's fine.
I mean, anyway, why would your people be in Mordheim? Nonsense. Stick to the woods, don't you?
So I'm just going to smile. Oh, for reasons far beyond you, my rotund friend.
Yes, well, we all have our secrets, I suppose. To clarify one of mine, we are hunting Warpstone. We have an imperial writ from the Elector Countess of Nullen. We will be paid for by the College of Magic, a member of the College of Magic, so it is all above board. You will not need to deal with smugglers or black markets or the such. And as I said, I will cut you in on the deal that is made with the Countess, thus giving you a way to get rid of a very valuable object for very reasonable sum with no risk. No risk in the selling, at the very least.
Oh yeah, that seems fine. I already know some of your things, not all, of course, but that's acceptable.
Very well, then I would suppose that you would like to get this written down, Master Dwarf. He looks at Hagrin and the other one who I closed the sheet. Ozad. No, it's Ozad. Yeah. Ozad. The rotund dwarven merchant is already pulling out like scrolls of paper and inkwells and quills. Oh, I know. We'll write it up in, quadruple, I guess. Marvelous. I will have my my warband members go and fetch some food from our boat. We still have a kitchen aboard, so I will Aurelia, would you speak to your girlfriend? Go and get her to cook for us. A banquet, a feast. We shall get more provisions. A celebration for surviving, for passing on old friends, and celebrating new business ventures.
I was going to raise an eyebrow.
What was her name again? The one we brought from Mourning.
Everyone's just gonna look at Humperdinck and sigh deeply again. Her name is Tiffany Humperdinck.
That's
Should
the
show
one.
her respect.
We also have a band. If you want some music, whilst we banquet.
You came to Mordheim with a band.
Aurelia just
Not
gonna look
a
at.
war band, a musical band.
Aurelia just going to look at Wilhelm and say, "Oh, you brought a mariachi band to this place."
Hagrid, I think I'm gonna need more Bugmans for this.
You have Bugmans?
I'm sure Master Hagrid has some spirited away somewhere.
Aurelia's going to perk up. Whatever you do, don't give the bearded halfling.
I'm so. Wait. There's more of them. We're just gonna-
You hear this of a black powder weapons trigger being cocked.
Aurelia's just going to look at Blackhead and give the biggest grin ever.
Lysiar, don't tell me he's back. I'm not sure I can handle him being back.
No, Wilhelma. Seriously.
No, it's fine. He didn't have a beard. Please tell me your halfling doesn't drink out of the bucket.
Wilhelma, he's not a halfling. It's an internal joke. He's actually a dwarf.
Oh.
I've had enough of this. Fucking hungies and their fucking nonsense. Blackhand turns around and wanders off. You hear the of a black powder weapon decocking.
Oh no. Say no.
It gives a dirty look towards Dimzid. Why do you look like me? Stomps off.
Sarah's just gonna look at everybody and say, "Oh no! Now that the unpleasantries of negotiations are over, why don't we go see about that feast of yours, shall we, Fred?"
Yes, we'll prepare a banquet of mighty proportions as Humperdinck goes off with the dwarfs to write up the documents. Everyone who wants to leave the tower and explore the town, the Black Pit, may.
Aurelia will actually go to Tiffany because it's been the entire night. So, Lysiara will be with Humperdinck watching over the papers because Lysiara can actually read and, write.
Unlike someone else we know. Sure, we can do that.
Shh, don't tell her that.
So, I will unreveal the rest of the building because we don't need the floor at the moment. I'm going to cover up part of the wall so I know that that's where it is. So, as you can see things are happening here. You can go over the damages. For one, the gate is gone, completely blown out. You'll have to repair that. It will take some time and cost some gold. The barracks is also gone, ablaze, just a crumbling ruin at the moment. And you have a nasty problem with the fact that you... bloody hell. There was a bit too much soon, Raccoon. Don't zoom out so much.
Yes, we need to exterminate the vermin, we know.
You also have a problem with your wells, as a number of Skaven were seen disappearing down them.
Oh, yeah.
This Yara, after she's done checking over the papers, she will go to... Carl is not here, right?
No, Carla is not.
She's aboard the ship.
Goodness. Still, Sarah will go talk to Livia. And she'll ask Livia... Oh, in character is easier. Excuse me, sister. I believe earlier told me your name was Livia. Do you perchance have any means of, well, a warning on the covering the wells? Skaven come from there, you see.
Not really. Not within my law, at least.
Well, that is unfortunate, but perhaps... Raleigh told me there was another mage amongst you. A little girl and a vampire, apparently. Perhaps with your help.
Yes. Carla and Casper.
Perhaps
We could
with the
ask
help
them,
of-
though I'm sure they're on the ship right now.
Perhaps with the help of all of you, we can actually, well, at least keep wards on each. Well, there is a particular spell, I believe. I will have to research it, but there's a particular spell that I know that can ward and warn us about whatever can come from the walls. Have you heard of it? It's called... I don't know what's the name. Magic Alarm.
Rat be gone.
Wait, what is it called? Sorry.
Rat be gone.
Alarm. There's this particular spell that we can all learn. It's very easy. Minor spell, really. But if each of us can cover one of the walls, we can keep this place secure for at least a little while. So, just a thought. Have a pleasant stay, sister. This year we'll actually go over to the corpses.
Actually, before she goes, Livia would actually hold her on the shoulder and ask, say, would you mind if I started a garden here? If we are to stay here for longer?
Oh, please, for the love of it, should do. Not close to the tower, but yes, please, for the love of it, should do. I've been living with dwarves and humans for too long. I need some actual gardens around.
I mean, if the dwarves don't mind.
Oh, if the dwarves complain, just come talk to me. And they will... I'll sort them out if we have to, but you can grow a garden, it's fine.
Okay, that's all I needed.
Very well. Let's move off to the corpses now. I actually want to search every single corpse as the Sierra if I can. I'm going to be looking for warpstone, weapons, and stuff like that. I'm going to be separating them. And if I do see warpstone, I'm going to be using move to move them.
Cool. Can you please roll me search?
I'm going to be here a while. Do I get any bonuses for spending a good amount of time here?
If you spend 4 hours, I'll give you a +10.
Okay.
Some of them are kind of burnt.
Yeah. That doesn't
Well.
bother me anyway.
Well. Okay. Roll me 1d10 +7. You find 14 small green discs.
I'll separate them and put them in a. I separate the pouch and put everything inside a pouch.
So you just grab these
Not with my
discs.
hand, no. I'm going.
Damn it. Okay.
Not.
Can I get a-
like I said, I'm going to be using move.
How many dice do you need to roll move?
I can technically auto pass because move has a casting number of 4, and if I channel, I can get 4. So here.
Fair enough. You can't get a Zinch's curse.
Yeah, because there. With my bonuses, I have a +5 overall. So I can basically use this all the time while defending myself.
Okay, fair enough. So yes, you find 14 warp tokens. Sadly, you did not touch any of them. You would also find. Let me just come down here because you guys killed 2 specialists. So essentially, from the Night Runners, you don't find any special equipment. It's just the same punch daggers, rusty Skaven hand weapons, tail blades, slings, and throwing stars. But they're all of Skaven design, so they're all worth like pennies, if that. But you did kill 2 specialists, and you did get a 9. So, can you roll me a 1d4 twice?
So 2d4 or once and then again?
2d4, because I still get the two dice with the 2 separate numbers. Okay, so
Wow.
You find. No, it's 1 and 2 that I'm after. So you find a really weird blade. The scab, like as the Skavens died, it's still been in his hand, and someone's moved him over, but the rictus of the creature has kept the blade in his hand. No one's touched the equipment. They've just been chucked over to one corner. The blade itself has a green streak running all the way through it. And as you look at it, you can see that the handle, I mean, again, it's of Skaven design, but it's far better made than anything you've seen from the Skaven. The handle isn't even rusty. It's not polished metal. But as you see it in the Skaven's hand, using your magic to move the Skaven's hand around and lift it up, you've never seen a blade like this. I'll give you an automatic magical sense. It has clearly got warpstone running through it, but you have no idea what kind of effect or ability this thing could have.
If it has a scabbard, I'm gonna put it in a scabbard and I'm gonna separate it and put it with my stuff.
It does.
Because I want to study this.
You also find what looks like a really, really long flintlock rifle. Except from the fact that it seems to have Skaven writing or script, or maybe it's their version of runes, perhaps, like magical. You're not sure about the writing, but the big chunks of warpstone that have been refined and cut, sunk throughout the length of the barrel. Yeah, this is definitely a warp weapon, but you're an elf. You don't really know that much about firearms, really. You know a little bit, but you don't know what type of weapon this is. It's definitely a long arm, and that is all you find.
I'm gonna cock my head to the side.
Oh,
I'm
actually,
gonna pocket this too.
You also find 6 warp shots. So as you look inside, you can see tiny, well, not tiny, these are massive lead balls with chunks of glittering green warpstone embedded in them, along with, so you've got 6 shots and powder. And as you look at the powder pouch, again, you can see, using your magical sense, crackling green energy popping out of the bag.
I'm curious. I'm gonna pocket these too. Again, I'm gonna be putting something over, separating them, and I'm always using move to just move it around, putting all my stuff. After that, I will separate the human bodies and dwarven bodies and Azurif's body, and they're actually already separated. Never mind. I thought I had. Yeah. Why is there a human over here?
Oh, sorry. I must have put him in the wrong pile. Or maybe he died there and I just didn't move him to begin with.
I will still take this time to separate every single crappy ass weapon they have, every crappy ass rusted everything, and then I'm gonna go consult Hagrid. If I can, pile all the rats and torch them.
You want to set them ablaze? You can do that. Where do you want to set them ablaze?
That's why I want Hagrid. I want to put them in the crappy old cart, chuck them outside the walls, and burn them outside the walls.
The cart you got from Mordheim. Sure, you can do that.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be doing that. While I am talking to Hagrid and asking for help, I will approach Warhammer and I will tell her that I need help later for research.
You're being cryptic again.
I may or may not have found something you may enjoy. Well,
Okay.
out of character, I don't remember. Do I know about your hand?
You know I have the pistol. I don't remember if you know about the hand.
No one knows about your hand at the moment.
So I'm just gonna cock my head to the side and say, I think I may have found something better than your. And she's just going to point at your pistol.
Did you now?
I did. You should
I'd
be thanking
very
me,
interested
Warhammer.
to see it.
Yes. But before you touch it, I'm gonna need you to help me because I need to research it before you take it, because I need to know if it's safe and it's not going to corrupt the living shit out of you. I mean, I don't want you to turn into a lizard, so
Is there a reason you picked this particular metaphor?
Not necessarily. Why? Would you have
Roll
preferred?
perception to see if he's metagaming. Damn it.
Even if you hadn't failed, I wasn't actually metagaming. I don't think Lysiara technically knows that there are actual lizard people, so...
I'm not 100% sure if you've ever seen a lizard before, but I'm just gonna roll with it. It's not that hot in the old world.
Fuck's a lizard?
I mean, deep inside the forest, I'm sure I've seen a bunch of weird lizards.
I'll give you might have seen newts. Newts probably do exist because they exist kind of in England.
I mean, not only that, we do
basically
have
lizard.
dragons in the forest too.
This is also true. This is also true. Yes, fair enough.
Not particularly. Would you have preferred something more furry, perhaps, like our invaders? Oh well. This area is just gonna go start setting things on fire. She'll be thoroughly enjoying this.
You can't actually fit all the Skaven into your wagon, so you have to do a couple of trips. You get Bill and Ted to help you, and your horse. Well, the horse is upset. The horse is not happy. Somehow it knows that its master has died. Master is gone. No, master. Master, no. So it seems very depressed and unhappy. And you decide after you've, got the last of the Skaven there that you're just going to put it out of its misery and bang. Chuck it on the fire and the horse is with Master
Wait.
now.
Why the fuck could I be shot? Why would I shoot the horse and put it on the fire?
No. It's okay. The horse can stay for now.
You're really quiet, Yeti.
Am I?
Yeah, like hella quiet.
The fuck? Okay, give me a second.
So no, you can keep Azor's horse for now.
Yeah, he
I
had a horse.
I think Lysiara can actually ride. No, not yet. But I can because I have the peasant career. So I can learn ride and I can actually take his horse as my own now.
It does not look happy about this. So I don't want some wood elf ass sitting on my noble back. I'm a high elf's horse, bitch. Get back to your woods.
Ah yes, that pompous ass bitch horse.
Correction, you was a high elf horse. Now you're gonna be a wood elf horse if you don't want to be dinner.
And don't forget, Albie did want to shoot a horse before, so.
True.
Oh, sorry, does the mic sound better?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
a lot.
He
yes.
does, yeah.
Okay, good.
Don't say that. Covers those horse ears. He's not gonna become
Mostly
dinner.
Humperdinck flapping his dick around.
What?
Sorry, what?
Metaphorically.
Sure.
But yeah, this horse is going to be mine now. You should remember, the Everqueen lives in the forest.
I mean, given the time the old world is set in, and, the fashion of the day.
He just looks at you all like, how dare you? My master isn't even cold yet. Disgraceful.
I'm not
That's your-
doing any of
your-
this. This is
no
all
offense.
you.
No offense, your master was also super fucking weird. He thought he was a dwarf.
He hangs his head in shame and just carries on walking.
Can this dwarf actually...
You
not
shut
dwarf.
up, horsey.
Can this horse fucking speak? And understand words?
Of course he
Don't-
can.
It
He's a
understands. It
He's
understands.
an elven
Use his
horse.
hands? What?
And more importantly, can we overhear this?
No,
Like, are we there?
he's just giving looks and raising his ears in like a waving flag kind of way. One ear up, one ear down, one ear to the left, one ear to the right. You are all
window.
bastards. My master is dead.
the
Me
wall.
sad. Hangs head.
It's speaking in binary.
Balls.
And he's using Morse code with his ears, and as it's like flap, 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 flap.
That's how horses tell emotion. They raise their ears up and down. If you're a horse person, you'd know this, or if you'd seen a meme.
I'm not.
once.
I'm clearly not a horseman.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
am
you
no
can
horse.
deliver.
So.
You can deliver the goods. The horse will stay with you for now. For now. I should have had the horse get killed, really, but I didn't think of it at the time. So
Hey, no backseats. We now have a new horse.
the horse rode in nobly, trying to save Master. No, and a rat ogre just
Jumped in
ripped
the
its
well.
head off. Just that wouldn't have happened because
That
the
was
rat ogres didn't kill anything that they rolled against. So auto kill, sure. Rolling, no. But sure, the Skaven have been removed.
After I do all the cleaning and stuff like that, I will go talk to Hagen to see how he wants to. Well,
The dwarves see to the dwarves. You'll notice that after the negotiations have kind of ended, when you go and look at the dwarves, they've all been placed in a noble sort of stance. It's kind of odd. You do see they have laid the dwarves down so that they're laid down almost as if you turned them 45 degrees, stood upright as if they were standing to attention. Some of them have their weapons still in hand. You know, it looks as if the dwarves have closed their hands around them and made sure that they are in the position that they wanted to be in at death. Or a standard position.
I'm just
I
gonna
will
be
just.
spending my time helping with that if I can. If not, just kind of going around.
I'll give the dwarves a nod of respect, and I'll go deal with the humans. And I have no idea what to do with the high elf because I'm not a high elf, so I'm just going to wrap him up and deal with him how I would as a regular wood elf.
Eat it into
Sure.
the ditch.
You peasant.
Good. I like that. Can the dwarf characters please roll a 1d1000? On 1,000, you find out that his family were one of the ones that your family had shit with in the War of the Beards.
Oh dear God. That's what.
Oh my god, that was so close!
Fuck!
That was so close! Like, Jesus Christ!
Fucking hell.
Blackcat was like, what? What was his name? No, it was slightly different. It was slightly different.
It was his brother instead.
He was,
The accent was just a one letter over.
it's like, how's it written? How's it written in Elf and Kazakhline? No, it's not the same. It's not the same. I'd stamp on his face if it was. For those of you who don't know, dwarves and high elves do not get along. Not in the slightest. Not even in the smallest. Most dwarves will attack high elves on sight. Unless there's some oath-bound reason that they can't at that time. Like, obviously, if you've promised to come to a Hungi's wedding and there's a high elf there and you made an oath to come here and not do anything wrong, you have to wait. Vengeance will come, but it must wait. But luckily this was not one of them. So you hear he's a high elf, but the rest of the dwarves seem to have accepted that this is a high elf that wasn't that much of a dick. And his family didn't seem to do anything during the Great War, so maybe they were pacifists. Who knows?
Let's be honest, he wasn't much of an elf, period.
True, not sure why he wanted to play a high elf that wanted to be a dwarf, but I'm not going to stop that kind of concept. It's just... That's why he was a messenger and a rider and sent away from the other elves. And they were like, be gone. This message? Yeah, it's going to the other side of the old world. Yeah, yes. Just keep riding. Where? On the other side? Just keep riding. It's called the other side. Cool.
It's not his fault that someone yeeted him as a child into a wall and he went in head first.
It's not. We shouldn't judge. So, The humans
Well.
you can assist with. Ragnar, essentially, they tell you that they can deal with their dead, but if you want to do... because rumour gets around that you're a runesmith, or they see your runes on you and know that they're freshly made from the way that the steel looks and has been worked. They tell you that you can say the ritual prayers for fallen heroes, and there are other dwarfs who they don't really have a place. Too many chefs in the kitchen, so they're stood there doing like an honor guard and doing ritual chanting and guttural songs of your people. So you kind of just join in with that. We'll say Black Hand wanders over at one point and joins in as well. So at
He
the
says
moment,
something wrong and we have to kill everyone.
at the moment you can just hear this guttural singing of heroes by the dwarves as they prepare their dead. You would be... This may seem a little wrong, but hear me out. Essentially, you're building wooden boxes around your comrades, and then you're filling it full of sand so that they don't move. They keep their position, and they don't go rattling around in the box. Because they're going to turn to stone at one point. And if they're out of place... then that's how they stay. They take great care in the packing of their comrades to make sure that they, fill out the blank areas first, giving it a good solid base, and then slowly sprinkling it over the face and the limbs, making sure they don't disturb the position that their comrades are in. For the humans, not so much care is taken. Essentially, it goes by equipment and dress. So all the peasants are basically just getting slung in wooden boxes. You can see that some of the boxes are made, they're all made at the same size. And if that peasant was a bit too big, they just squash him in. Just like bend the neck and the knees and heek him over to the side. So he's like in there. But the craftsmen who seem to have last wills, they actually get a coffin made for them of acceptable wood, and they get packed off into essentially Humperdinck would probably give up his ship. So once the ship's been made good, once the captain's happy that they didn't damage it in the ramming of the shore action, they'll probably take the humans back to Siegfriedhof, back to the Temple of Moor, where they can have the rituals cast over them and be put to rest there. As well as the mercenaries.
If only we had a priest of Moor in our party.
I know, right? If only.
Shut up.
Wait a second, I'm on the ship.
Telepathic.
You are at the moment. Casper, as the day started, it's a cloudy day. There's work going on to the ship. So the captain is currently looking at the ship, making sure that no damage was done. There's no leaks. You'd probably hear people like running around, checking below decks to see if any water's being let in as the ship slowly pushed back out onto the river. But it just seems like general work. It doesn't seem like anything particularly important. No one's screaming that there's leaks coming out anywhere.
Okay.
And essentially the rest of the party just went and had a chat with the old warband to come to terms. You would probably hear at one point Aurelia come back. How is Tiffany feeling today? Let's have a look. Yeah, she's kind of pissed. She's kind of pissed. After a big battle, the sound of death and dying, and her love did not want to spend a night with her. She's kind of like, well, I'm in a huff. She's about 75% on, if I had to give it 100% scale, yeah, she's about 75%, like Huffy. So not all the way, can be brought back down to safe levels, but...
Hey man, it really just good. Look, just seeing my sister for the first time in 15 years. Her leg was all bent upwards like there was a demon inside of it, and then it was fine. I had to make sure.
there's a bit of a domestic going on.
And I'm right beside them again, so I'll be leaving as promptly as possible.
So as
Basically, what they're about to do is hate fuck.
Probably.
As you leave, Casper, you can take note that there's a number of people aboard the ship, preparing things, moving things out the way. The captain seems to be like calling up to the crew. Humperdinck shouldn't be there; he should be in the tower. Calling up to the crew, telling them that everything seems all right. It doesn't look like she's taking in water. We should be fine. And that's about it. You can see that there's a fire going off outside the settlement. It looks like someone has heaped up all the Skaven bodies around a cart and set it ablaze.
Okay.
You see just someone going, ha 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 ha, burn!
There's a crazy elf, apparently cackling and cried out loud. A very worried looking horse going, "You're my next master?" No.
You say crazy elf as if that's not every elf to the dwarves.
True. He's a human, so he needs to be pointed out. This one is actually crazy. And you can see that a lot of people, like, there are coffins getting prepared, and the dead are being brought out, stacked up. The dwarves are singing in their guttural language, but things seem to be moving on. As you look up at the tower is about a 4-story, 3-story up building. Has a real ominous look about it. A real ominous look. But as you look at all the sailors and the mercenaries who are taking watch on the battlements, they don't seem to notice it. They don't seem to see the tower. As one of the peasants you'd see is like following a pheasant that's flown up. He's like, "Oh, John, look at that! I'd love to eat it. We should go after it." And the way he's pointing, it goes behind the tower and disappears. But he seems to carry on seeing it, as if seeing completely through the tower altogether.
Oh, okay. This is odd. There's something on this base, though, is there not? Or there's like something here, because that's where everyone was kind of going into. There was a lot of people going into it last time.
Yep, there are a number of individuals who go in and out of the tower who have seen it. But as far as you saw, you didn't see any peasants. You didn't see any like low class. Everyone in the tower was like in full armor, looked professional, looked like they were meant to be there.
Right. Okay. No, fair enough.
Oh, good point. Good point. The time would be nigh. Excellent. Can everyone roll me a 1d100, please?
No.
I think I just rolled 2 by accident. No, I didn't.
Dad, would Lucina and myself, do we roll twice?
Yes.
Okay. Huh.
That's a bad roll.
That's a big one. Oh, fuck. It's cold.
Okay. So, and there should be one for Blackhand. I don't really want it to happen to Blackhand. Good, it won't happen to Blackhand. Excellent. So, please go about your business.
Gonna hit by asteroids again, aren't we?
God damn it.
Right, okay,
Can I try to vivify my ring before I go to sleep tonight? Whether it's runic.
It only takes like 15 minutes, like max,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Yeah, you can.
Scribe. And of course I roll fucking max time. But I roll 15, so there we go. And then it's...
So in 12 minutes time, you'll have it recharged.
Okay.
Sweet.
As soon
Ciara,
as
where are you? So about half an hour goes by as Casper kind of wanders through the Black Pit settlement, arriving at the bar, seeing the Black Hands there, like opening up bottles of ale and just drinking it, muttering to himself about fucking elves.
Are you into that? It's also good to see these practicing.
I mean, after I'm done with searching, then burning the bodies, and then tending to the humans and to Azurath, I'll probably be relaxing by the tower. Probably on the first floor, or second floor, whichever one. And I'll be around the tower for now. Let's see the first floor or outside.
So I'd
I'm just
probably
chilling.
say as Casper is coming in, you said you're going to be seeing to Azurath, so you're nowhere near the tower because you went all the way. You said you were cackling outside as Casper came through. So when you're done with Azurath, you've kind of wrapped his body, taken his possessions and placed them beside him until you know what to do, because you've got to go through his lot to see if he had a will or if he had any kin to send it to. If not, then it gets distributed. You're kind of finishing that. You're looking at Gabrielle's body. She too has been wrapped. Her possessions have been placed next to her. For Azurath and Gabrielle, their equipment from the cart, basically everything's been laid next to them. So you know exactly what was theirs and you can go through it. You're walking down towards the tavern when from out of the smithy a spectral being comes through the wall, giggling. Wow, that was amazing. I can't believe they're able to do that. The master was so angry. Did you not see? The voice comes from above you. As you're walking by, she comes through the wall and starts kind of hovering above your head. Jim, have you muted yourself by accident?
Sorry. I did, actually. Sorry. For a second, I was a bit scared when you said, Spectre. And then I thought to myself, I'm just going to say, I'm just going to say, Melanie Ground 4th Estellated Bastard, where were you, my dear? You've been missing for a while now.
Yeah, I know. It was amazing. They banished me. It was quite the experience. I went back to my bones. It was nice being with my bones again.
By your bones, you mean those way? She's gonna look at the ground way down there. I'm not misremembering this, right? I did see where her and the...
Her bones are somewhere else. You know that Tarius's body is currently deep below the ground. Yes.
That's I'm sorry. I'm just oh, really? And pray tell, where are your bones, my dear? I hope somewhere safe. I'm just gonna be doing my stuff while talking to her.
No, my bone's with the one that killed me. Long time ago. Before the city fell. She tried to stop me and, well... But it didn't stop me, it just stopped me. But have you seen him? She points over at Casper, who is currently in the bar looking round.
Yes.
He's an
What
odd
about
one.
him, Melanie?
He's an odd one.
Oh,
He's got something of
let
the
me know.
Master's. Did you know? But the Master
Oh,
doesn't seem
John.
angry that he's taken something of his, which is weird. Normally he gets so angry when you touch his stuff. Or when I touch his stuff, he does.
No.
But didn't seem to care so much.
Melanie, focus. Did you just say that man over there has stuff from Tarias? I did not know that. My sister told me about that man, but I did not know that.
Yeah, something he made. A tool or something like that. You can see it attached to his soul.
Interesting.
Congratulations, Casper, you're officially a tool.
Interesting. I'm going to cast Magical Sense.
I'm surprised though. It seems really useful and kind of. I wonder why I threw it away.
I just cast Magical Sense. I won't blink. I'm going to look at him. Look at Melody. Well, I see a lot of weird stuff there. It's like there's a part of him that is undead, a part of him that is chaotic, and a part of him that just the tiniest tiny bit that's still human. Do you see that, Melody?
I mainly see the tool and its anger and rage. I wonder why it's so angry. It shouldn't be so angry. It should be like me and just enjoy life or unlife or whatever this is. I mean, I get to work with the Master, so it doesn't really matter in the end, does it? And I get to play pranks, and I do like pranks.
Indeed, Melanie. I mean, I also do not know, Melanie. More people should be like you, happy with themselves. Don't you agree?
Are you telling the ghost to be body positive?
No, I'm just saying she's happy. And then more people should be like her.
But if more people would be like me, then I wouldn't be as unique. And the Master says that I'm unique because I'm the only one. I'm not even like him, did you know? I'm even more unique than him.
How so?
I don't know.
I mean,
She just does loops in the air. She's now basically going round you, like through your legs and round.
do I see anything different about her with my magical sense, or she's just a ghost? She's batshit insane as I think she is.
Yeah, still a ghost, still batshit insane. Still has this weird kind of look about her. But there is something dark about her. There's always been something. Like, she's not a natural ghost, and you're not sure if it's the way that she was created, as if like magic was used to keep her on this plane, and that's, you know, it was dark magic that kept her on this plane, or if she was a mage before and used dark magic and that's kind of kept with her, or you know Tarias, and he does some really dark fucking shit, so it's really difficult to tell.
I do have access to his journal. I do remember some of the fucked up shit. I'm just gonna look at them. Well, Melanie, you are indeed unique. But do tell me, Melanie, do you just see the shackle and the anger on that man? Nothing else?
Not the man at all. The thing, the Master's creation, the little thing that he threw away and is now something more. I don't know. It just seems angry and vicious. I kind of like it. I'd love to see what it could do.
You know, Melanie, this is a friend. I don't think you should go too near the tool if it's angry. I mean, if you got banished once, what if you don't get banished this time, but you actually get hurt?
What, I could feel pain again? Wow! She disappears into the ground.
Out of
No.
character, I forgot just
Melody.
how insane she was.
Nice seeing you, Melanie. Be careful, please. I'm just gonna look at the body of Azureth, the body of Gabrielle, and say, "Oh, I guess I should divide whatever she has and see whatever he has that isn't Alvin, and see if we can use. But he should go to his proper burial place. But before that, I'm just going to look at Casper at the bar. I'm gonna move towards the bar.
Casper, as you go into the bar, you're walking through, and can I have a perception test, please? Minus 30. And can I have an agility test? You're an agile person, so I'll probably say flat. Casper?
Oh, me?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Yes, please. One
So perception.
perception minus 30. And an agility flat.
Fuck. Okay.
So as you're walking, and you're a pretty perceptive person, you might be a bit down in the dumps at the moment, but you see a straight path towards the bar, and you see Black Hand Dam grumbling about elves, and you kind of have a word with him. You didn't see it, but as your foot trips over the stool that somehow got wedged in between your legs as you're walking, you manage to like hop a couple of steps, and it comes loose, and you pull your leg around, and the hell? That was odd.
Okay, I'll tip the stool over with my foot, and before going back over to the bar.
Sorry about that,
Casper,
my internet died. a
You
minute.
hear the ding ding ding, ding ding ding, ding 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 of gold coins being jingled just behind the bar.
Okay. I'll peer over the bar, I guess.
Sorry, my headset, well, the headphone jack died. Give me a minute. Can you guys keep talking?
No, not allowed to talk.
Okay, never mind. It's staying in good position. It may
Okay,
change.
God
So
damn it.
you look over. You look over the bar. Can I get an agility test, please? Probably a minus 10.
Okay.
I'm going to sit.
As everyone hears a bang, Casper quickly pulls his head back as a cork flies up, hits the ceiling, and you see this spout of fizzy wine or water come spraying up from behind the bar. Like, what the
Okay. I'll look around. I guess Lysiara is the one that's closest.
I'm going to be sitting. I'm holding my head with my left hand, and I'm just looking at you. But not exactly at you, at something else.
Okay. I'll look around for a moment longer before just shaking my head and pulling out a bottle of blood wine from the pack, I suppose.
Can I get a perception check, please, from Lysiara, Blackhand, and Casper? Minus 10, probably. Yeah, minus 10. That seems about right.
For For everyone, even me?
Oh yeah, you as well, because you would have the opportunity to hear this.
Oh, to hear, sorry.
Oh wow. Okay. Fuck you, Shooter Game.
I'm going to use a fate point because that's a success, but instead of being 5 degrees of success, it's only 4.
I didn't feel the worst.
Black Hand is going to. He's going to use a fortune.
Burn us, yeah.
He's probably not going to have to.
Said, what about my ancestors?
Oh, that. Okay, I did equals 22, and it came out with that. He would have rolled a success, so he succeeds.
He would have rolled a really good success. Jesus.
Wait.
As you're stood there, Casper, you don't hear the but Black Hand does, and he looks around and, hey, watch out, Sandalier! Can I get a agility check from Casper? It should have been with a -30. You have been warned of it. You can roll it with a -10. And Lysiara, can I get an agility check from you with a +10? As the chandelier, which is in the middle,
Oh, son of a fucking bitch.
is getting dropped. Casper, a day has passed from the engagement, so your lucky charms and things would have recharged.
Alright, yeah, I'll use a lucky charm, why not?
So Casper, you try to just jump over the
How
bar.
about you go on the fuck? Yeah, fuck on me.
Can I get a
What the
1d?
fuck?
Okay, you're good. You try to jump over the bar, but the stool that you put your foot on to try and push off of just falls to one side, and you're left in a realization, fuck, I'm not going to make it. As the chandelier falls, the outreached arms connect with your legs, pulling you down and bringing you to the floor. It's not a grand chandelier. It doesn't weigh a huge amount. The fact that it landed on you would have hurt a normal person, but it's more of an annoyance and a pain for you. Lysiara, you're able to jump back, avoiding the stools that are behind you, or the remains of the stools that are behind you, the chunks of wood left over from the battle, and you were able to dodge out of the way. Yeah, agility backstep. As it falls down on you, Casper, you finally hear this. Got you.
I'm just going to look at Melanie and say, Melanie, don't destroy the property. If you want to do pranks, do one of those cock things you just did before.
Black Hand's able to get away because he noticed it. Hey, what the fuck's that? Black powder weapon clocked and loaded. I'm guessing that's what Black Hand, if a ghost appeared. Like, this ghostly head comes from the ceiling and appears of a really
They
tweaked
did it
out
enough
young
with the
girl.
blunderbuss.
Listeners just going to look at Black and say, Master Dwarf, you can't actually hurt that with your current equipment. Casper, wasn't it? My apologies. That's
Too busy looking at the ghost right now.
I'm just gonna still say, Casper, was it? I apologize. But wow,
There we go.
No doubles.
No doubles, but it did actually pass. Because dark magic.
Wow, rude. Fucking rude, my man.
Hey, I mean, if he wants to hurt her,
Just doing that so you
all
can
he
actually
has
see
to
it.
do is bitch slap her, because he's currently got the ring on that's ruined up.
ah,
You think I'm something that I'm not. She just flies around you, Casper.
What the fuck is that casting number?
I know, right?
I know,
saw
and
that,
I
was
just
like,
I typed 99 into it, so it's
just so it couldn't possibly fail.
yeah, because I want it up. I don't want to fucking like copy paste it.
Melanie.
I mean, you rolled doubles though, so you're fucked.
Only one though.
Not
only,
previously, no.
Only a double, not a triple or anything.
No, that's just to get it up because I failed the actual one, but it didn't include dark magic in that.
True. I get it. But yeah, she's just now like she's come down from the ceiling, like swan dived you. As you do your spell and your ward against abomination, she just flies right through you, just giggling and laughing.
Excuse me, Casper, wasn't it? I don't. There's nothing really you can do to her.
Not now, elf.
Oh, he's a spiteful one. He's got attitude. She's now like corkscrewing around you, Casper. It's like going up and down, just.
Just get like. I apologize about her, Casper. She is one of the original residents of this place. Melanie, come back later, please. I believe I heard Torias calling your name. Actually, have you actually checked on Torias, Melanie? He's probably gonna be pissed if you don't go say hi after you came back.
True, he should know that I'm back, but I probably should tell him. He probably has something for me to do, but it'll be so boring. It'd be such a struggle. Wouldn't it? She dives into the ground beneath you, Casper, and disappears. You can attempt to look for her.
No, I'm picking up a bar stool and throwing it towards the tower.
Oh. Sorry, that must really have annoyed you. But she's harmless most of the time. Never seen her drop a chandelier on someone before, but I think you're fine, aren't you?
I'm going to go find another chair and sit down.
Someone tell her that he has the big sad.
I'm gonna move closer, still observing. Also,
At this point, Wilhelma will just come for the door. What's the Why is the chandelier on the ground?
Melanie's back.
Oh, I mean, I was gonna say it was pretty quiet, but Skaven. Yeah, I was wondering where she went.
Yeah, she told me she got banished, and she finally managed to come back.
What, banished like to the Shadow Realm or something?
She said she was banished to her bones, and they were quite comfy. Her words, not mine.
Do you think she was like that before he raised her, or?
I'm just gonna shrug like, I don't know. She's probably.
Don't strike me as comfy. And again, I'm not a ghost.
Well, how was she? She's something like 7,000 years old. And,
I thought she was younger than that.
no, age has been kind to her. She aged like a fine wine, you could say. Or maybe it's just because she's a ghost and she doesn't actually physically, age like you humans do.
You think? You think that might have something to do with it?
I mean, maybe. I mean, I've looked the same since I was 30 and I'm now 76, so I can't tell you much. I'm not a human.
I hate your elven sense of humor, I really do.
Well, Helma, be nice. I have a gift for you, and you know it. Now come, sit by me. I'm observing that man over there.
You know it's rude to stare. I think we established that. Besides, what's so interesting about him?
Well, you see, Wilhelma, several things. Isn't that right, Casper?
Well, all I see is fairly miserably looking man. That's about the extent of it.
Well, do you see any harm done to him? Although, yes, Melanie is a crazed lunatic, but she did just drop a chandelier on him, and he is
Wait, she
absolutely
actually
fine.
hit him?
Oh, yes. Square on.
I mean, looking at him, looking at the chandelier. I mean, that must have hurt.
Actually, I've found it just tickles by now. Unless
What?
I think it's a tickle.
Excuse
I
me,
don't
you got
really feel
hit
much.
by a chandelier and you got tickled.
Yeah.
See, Wilhelma? That's why I said fascinating.
I think the large rat thing throwing me hurt more than the chandelier did.
Can you run that by me again? You're telling me you got thrown by a rat ogre?
That's a rat ogre.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I believe that's the
Working
correct name.
The Skaven fuck ogres?
I honestly don't know, and neither do I want to know.
I don't particularly have enough knowledge yet, but I don't know. As far as I'm aware, every single Skaven I have ever seen and dissected before I burned was male.
Thanks, that's a mental image I didn't need.
Oh, bitch, please. I had to actually dissect the thing.
You know, I'm gonna be alcoholic before this whole adventure is over. You realize that, right?
Are you
Someone
telling
mentioned
me?
alcohol?
Are you telling
And-
me you're still
See, at least he's a
one?
dwarf. See, that's how you know a dwarf. They can
Wilhelma,
alcohol for miles.
Wilhelma, we saw walls that had teeth.
Yes. Yes, we did.
How are you not an alcoholic already?
But it's not
I'm a
hard to
woman with
carve
pretty
teeth,
strong
Elf.
constitution.
I've seen a man with 4 faces and walked on tracked legs. The bottle finally opens for Black Hand side.
I'm sorry, a what? A what now?
It was. He's making things up.
A cuckle, a marquee, and a
Are you
cunt.
calling me a liar when you know I'm telling the truth, stone cousin?
No, I totally believe Ragnar that Blackhand is full of shit right now.
This guy's gonna look at Ragnar like, you do realize my sister did tell me most of the things except the secrets of some of you, right?
Are you
I mean,
saying
we
that
are-
I'm a liar, Ragnar?
Ragnar's
Stone
inside.
cousin.
You know I would never do that, for real.
So wait, is he actually full of shit or not?
No, he is telling the truth, and it was a thing. Didn't last long. I killed it fairly quickly, but it was terrifying and
But-
ugly.
Look. What was that about? Tracks? Like, what are those?
It's
Apparently, from
metal
what you
plates around a wheel.
Okay. Why would you put metal plates around the wheel?
I-
Doesn't make sense.
I don't know, but it was a half thing, half mechanical. I'm not going to question it.
I
Did it
don't know
actually
either,
work?
but it. Yes, it did. It actually quite hurt.
I mean, my bitch slap hurt you, so
this guy's gonna look at Dragon and then look at Casper. So are you telling me you're capable of actually hurting him when a chandelier didn't? I'm going to approach Ragnar.
I-
Punch
You
him for
hear
me,
Stone go,
please.
"Ga-dum." I fucking bastard.
What's he doing?
Trying to climb over the bar to get another beer. He doesn't have.
There's a walkway here. God damn it!
know you could just ask,
God.
right?
Fucking. God.
Yes,
He leaps
pretty
over.
sure.
He just jumps over. He's like, I've seen Casper do this enough. Hiya! There we go. Onto the
Well,
other
Somebody
side.
fucking up last time.
Wilhelm's just gonna look at Ragnar.
Unless the dwarf.
Are you sure he doesn't have halflings in the family tree?
he gets drunk quite quickly. I just
I wouldn't say that when he has his long rifle in hand.
Yeah, no, that's why I whisper it.
How the fuck can you whisper? You're right here.
Oh, you
I
want
didn't
to
mean to
have a
walk
go
in.
fight, Master Dwarf,
Sorry.
are you?
I couldn't remember which one was my token, and I didn't want to accidentally try and click and fail.
I'd say
I'm
if you want to settle this properly, settle it with a drinking contest.
That's an idea.
Why not a,
So, how
why
about
not a shooting
winner
contest at
and-
range? I think that'd be fairer.
Well, if I beat you in a drinking contest, you tell me the secrets you're hiding about what you shot that thing with.
What? I have a feeling like we rapidly switched the topic here.
Yeah, Ragnar
Yeah.
just pulled a 180 on the topic because he really wants that thing. He's like, "Oh, Blackhand, you know we're only jesting."
And
So
why would
let's
I
have-
tell you anything pertaining to
sounds
something
good.
I may or may not have?
The seller is going to look at Ragnar and say, Ragnar, if you tell me how you can actually hurt that man over there, by punching, I will actually show you something very interesting.
I will tell you myself.
I feel like things are getting out of hand here.
No. Wilhelm, pay attention. Follow me with this. I need to know how this works.
I
The
will tell
path
you
of
myself.
the rune magic, of the rune smithing, not rune magic. Damn it, that was my human brain.
Betray your true colors.
The path
Listen.
of the rune smiths is a pathway to powers many consider to be unnatural.
Listen. So magic actually can hurt you.
Magic? No. Runes? Yes.
I mean, can't
Potato,
magic hurt
potato.
most things?
It's not a potato or a potato. It is potato and kumquat.
What's
What?
a kumquat?
The fuck is a kumquat?
It's a little orc thing.
Why the fuck would we eat orc?
Sometimes you get hungry.
The seller's just gonna
Do you
look
have
over the.
ogres in your family?
The seller's
I
gonna
just
look
look
over the. The seller's gonna look over the bar at Blackhand trying to grab beer and
Because
say,
look, maybe back in Mordheim, there may be your cousins because they ate Skaven and spiced them with gunpowder.
I mean, the
This is
kumquats are less orky and more. They tend to be a thing that grows near orc places.
what the fuck?
It's
How did we even get here?
I don't even know. Because I was like, wait, shit, how do I explain a kumquat? Fuck it.
The seller just going to massage her head a little bit, look back at Casper, say, "So Casper, magic actually hurts you. Is that right?"
No, runes do.
Casper's kind of just looking around and like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, this feels like the good old days.
Casper, my runes hurt you. Yes. Remember when I punched you?
I'm going to approach Casper, looking very closely. Is your face visible, by the way, Casper?
Yes, I'm not wearing a mask or anything.
This your personal space.
Yeah, I'm taking a step back.
I just gonna put a hand up and just motion for Wilhelm to shush, and I'll get closer again. Huh. Tell me,
I'm just gonna lean to her. Oh, it's been a while since I saw her like this.
Tell me,
No.
Casper, do your
No.
fangs come
Is
out
this-
when you smile?
Is this a mating dance? I lean back over to Wilhelma.
I have
I'm
no
concerned.
idea.
I'm gonna hold your hand and say, "Can I make a
No.
test?"
You keep holding my hand and I will cast a spell.
No. It's a very simple spell. It's just cauterize. I'm just trying to
Wait,
understand.
rise of what?
Cauterize.
Wait, where are you trying to set him on
What?
fire?
Don't.
I'm trying to set him
Don't
on
set
fire.
him on fire.
I'm trying to singe his hand just a tiny little bit to see if it
No.
actually hurts him.
I'm casting a spell.
Listen, that's fucked up. That's fucked up even
Fine.
for you.
Fine.
roll. You got doubles.
Oh,
Oh, you
okay.
got
I
doubles,
was
though.
here when you did that. That's bad for you, actually. Toughness. Is that it?
Toughness minus 10, please. Oh no, sorry, toughness. Just toughness flat.
This is like those micro vomits that you swallow back down. God, you actually.
Mostly vomit on Casper because I'm looking at you.
Just full on, just blah. This is a strange mating dance.
As you do it,
Technically, you did say you turned around to her. Fucking tell her shit.
Casper, as you cast the spell, there's immediately a notion of fuck. Your whole body tingles just as Lysiara, this spell having a real effect on her, just projectile vomits straight towards you. I will give you an agility test with a minus 30 to try and get out of the way.
Minus 35, you mean?
Yes, minus 35 actually.
That's fine, your agility
that's
is-
plus 35, not minus 35. Jesus Christ.
Lysiara, this vomit is bad.
I'm using the gem. I'm using not the gem, the ring.
Don't.
It really
Okay.
seems as if it's coming from deep down and it doesn't want to stop. It is just.
Hey!
Closer.
It just keeps
As soon as
coming.
I'm done vomiting.
Well, Helma's just gonna
Afterwards,
poke her
you're like.
head out the window, constantly laughing and clean up to aisle 5.
I'm gonna dry heave for a little bit. Put my left hand on the bar. Put my right hand on my stomach. And like, oh.
Hey, this year, that's not how you get a man, okay?
I'm gonna
Considered foreplay where he's from.
look him straight up, see the entire message.
Oh, cast is on you too, dwarf.
Oh,
Oh, you want me to
What
succeed in
just
toughness
happened?
test? Okay.
I don't know
clean
what the
up.
fuck I ate in the past 24 hours, but ooh.
Fuck is this guy doing?
That's
Ooh.
He's cleaning up. He's come with a.
I'm just gonna look. I'm just
The
gonna look
reason-
at Casper and say, you know, you do realize that is your own fault, right? I wasn't actually going to hurt you. Oh, Jesus! What did I
Pretty
eat?
sure singeing someone's hand counts as hurting them.
Just.
It's fine. He doesn't feel pain.
No, don't worry. It's fine. It's not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna stab you.
Yes, I was. He
That's
was
fine. I'm not
not
gonna hurt you. I'm gonna
appreciative.
burn you.
He was not appreciative when I almost killed him with a punch elf. So
Well, but-
don't
but you see,
set him on fire.
That sounds like a mighty left hook.
I'm just gonna say, you see,
I'm
dwarf.
very good with my hands.
You see, dwarf.
Well, then we should have a fisticuffs at some point. I consider myself quite not the fister. I forgot the word.
You do not want to be called the
Pugilation?
fister.
The
Pugilist.
P something.
Pugilist.
Punching, fight,
Pugilist.
boxing.
Oh, boxing.
It's
Yeah, it's not boxing, but it's the.
pugilist. I fucking
Yeah.
said it like 3 times.
We have said it. But it's like, no, it's not pugilist.
Puglister.
Ooh, Jesus,
Oh,
that was a lot. I'm going to cast move. I'm going to grab a handkerchief and I'm just going to start cleaning my mouth is still I'm still drooling a bit of vomit because this is bad.
Part of me wants to do it again now that she's aiming at the other guy.
A dwarf from behind the bar is laughing at this misfortune that has happened to an elf. He finds it rather amusing.
I start cleaning and say, "But no, Casper, you do realize all that vomit that just flew over into you was your own fault, right?
Was what?
That was your own fault.
Oh, yes.
I don't tend to explosively, vomit. But as I say this, I'm just going to lightly tap your hand.
Yeah, you just spontaneously murder your family's garden.
That sounds bad for a forest elf.
Hold up.
Oh, she got a stern telling off. It was great.
Is that why she's out here?
No, that actually happened after she was out here. We even had a whole bloody envoys from the forest or something.
I'm just going to lightly tap with my left index finger on your hand, Casper, and take it out and see if that actually hurts.
Casper, your skin has been cauterized ever so slightly on the surface of your skin. However, as Lysiara removes her hand away and sees, oh look, I burned you, you can also see it repairing, unless Casper quickly pulls his hand away. Also, Carla can appear now if you want her to. Jazina, if you can control
Please
her
no,
handle,
I don't think I can handle two of me in the same scene.
then she's on the boat.
Also, I definitely just turned around this way so I can pin down Wilhelma into a talk. So please don't leave.
Oh! You see someone vomit?
Look, I already have one dwarf crushing on me. I don't need a second.
It's not like that. You know what I mean. Shush.
Do I?
Speak of the devil, and he appears.
Oh no.
Yes, does it save me?
Shia LaBeouf. Surprise. Wilhelma, while they're clearing up,
Okay, that's not that difficult to pronounce.
how much do you trust this mage in the tower?
Well, considering my nominal stance of magic, not at all. Well, he mostly keeps to himself, so, and the Ciara says he's okay, but, don't piss in his morning coffee and you should be okay.
He introduced himself as something of death. That's kind of
Yeah,
ominous.
Master of Death. I don't remember him introducing himself like that the first time around. Then again, Lysiara's really the only one of us who ever really talks with him. And, well, there's Melanie, but...
Yeah, I might need to talk with. Who is this Melanie?
Oh, she's a ghost.
A what?
A ghost.
You have an ancestor spirit here?
No, a ghost. A dead person. Brought back to life, presumably. Necromancer. I don't know, it's magic.
No, ancestor spirits are not magic.
She's kind of like his Erlanger? I'm not sure why he keeps her around. She's a bit in the head. No offense, Melanie. Please don't drop a chandelier on me.
Oh, so that's what that sound was.
She's not a ghost. Or not per se, anyway.
Look, I don't...
And we don't...
She doesn't have a body. Therefore, she's a ghost to me.
That's ancestor spirit. Are you sure none of you are related? And that's a question for another time.
Smooth. Real smooth.
I don't want to date your ancestor spirit. But do you think I could, or you, or Lysiara could arrange a meeting with the mage of the tower for me?
Doubtful.
well, I have something he may be able to help me with, and he may take interest with if he is trustworthy. If not, then I probably said too
In
much.
case you haven't noticed, he might be kind of busy with, the whole attack, and, the fact that Skaven, or rather miffed him.
You know, we spoke of the tracked monstrosity we fought.
Yes, that was literal minutes ago.
Yes. Well, this is related to that, and trust me, you don't want a bunch of them turning up.
I mean, I could actually see how those tracks work. It's so hard to imagine, though, a metal plate around the wheel.
Well, I will show you. Well, I'm sure I could mock up some if you show me what you've done to your bullets. Or is it the gunpowder?
Well, I didn't read the instruction manual. They didn't provide me one, so I assume it was powder. It was probably gunpowder. Well, on the gun itself, but
Was
wait,
it?
I did not just tell you that. And she realizes she just casually said that.
If I draw you up a. Interested in working certain materials, and I want to know how it was accomplished.
Well, there is a solution to that.
Yes, asking you, the person who's doing it.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of going out to find some Skaven and ask them.
Have you tried speaking to Skaven? It's like speaking to a drunk dwarf. You get nothing out of them.
Oh, I don't know. Drunken dwarves can be oddly talkative.
You remember Blackhand when we were in Newell?
Wait, has someone been spilling the secrets of our race to you? Or is it more... I kind of look at the sidelong look at the dwarf that's just probably staring me down, cleaning his gun, like an Alabama father with his shotgun.
I mean,
Jesus
You
Christ.
have two now.
you are familiar with the little holiday you people have, Keg's End?
Did you just call Keg's End little? And yes, I think everyone and their children's children have heard of Keg's End.
All I'm saying is, when you party with dwarves and you manage to outdrink one, then,
Are you sure? You have a bearded half. No, not gonna say that.
I see it again. You may not have eyes in the back of your head, but I can see there's two of us Storm cousins who are eyeing you up. He gives a nod. Blackhand gives a nod over to Dimson, and Dimson has also got a rifle in his hand. Like, hi, Storm cousin.
Today is just getting weirder and weirder.
Well, Helmer, what's his problem with me? I've never spoken to him before.
Oh, that's just them, so don't worry about him.
He gives a little
I'm
wave.
great to
Hey, my beauty. How are you doing after the battle? You can see your glorious mountain is still standing.
I don't even think I need to roll up to that point. I'm just like,
One day you will allow me to climb your majestic peaks. One day, my love.
I love keep dreaming.
so that's why he's.
Don't even get me started on him.
Look, he's a
I
good
see
teacher,
you are
but
very popular
he's
with
got
Stunty Folk.
Ideas.
Look, Dimsid, I'm not looking to hurt your chances with. I just mutter under breath. I'm sorry about this. Your woman,
Livia's just going to casually move out of the full way.
She is a free woman, my friend, but I have made my thoughts known.
Aye, and I would not think to...
And you don't seem to take no for an answer.
I would not think to step on your turf, so to speak.
My love, no Dowie gives up at the first sign of danger whilst trying to build his mountain and hold in a girl's heart.
Could you stop with the mountain allegories, please?
Oh, so has he told you how he wants to dig for Gromril in those cavernous holes?
You should have stayed at sea. You should have stayed at sea.
That's one of the cheesiest pickup lines in the holds.
Why can't I
we'll
go
even
back
have
to
cheese.
fighting vampires?
As soon as I'm done checking Casper, and then this starts happening, I'm just gonna lean over to Casper and say, "Fascinating, aren't they?" And I'm going to give something to Casper.
My lord, can I clean there, please? Peasant tries to.
I'll
He
finish.
just doesn't give a shit about anything else that's going on. He's just doing his job.
I'll finish
Thank
cleaning
you,
my
my lord.
face. I'm gonna put the whatever handkerchief I had over here. I'll give something to Casper and say, "I'm sure I'll be able to talk to you later, Casper. You're still very interesting. I mean, your wound is already healed." And I'm gonna move over here and start watching this. What's going on? Actually, I'm gonna move over here because I don't want to be in the line of fire at this moment.
Don't think I haven't forgotten about you stealing my kill, elf.
If you only had been quicker, Master Dwarf. It's not my fault.
Bloody magic.
The fuck did you give me?
So if turning back to Warhammer, so if have we got a deal if I show you how those tracks worked as best to my memory? You will show me the secrets of what you used to fell that beast earlier.
Look, I don't need another judgmental dwarf talking to me about the toast of my trade and my spoils of war.
You think me judgmental? You know nothing of me, clearly. I may judge those who make poor decisions, but
When you say poor decisions, cast a sidelong glance at Lysiara.
well, I'm not in the habit of insulting people we're supposed to be working alongside. What is it?
What is what?
Well, whatever. It's clearly something that you have been chastised for to do with these, so out with it.
Why would I tell you anything? I barely know you.
Because I think you'll find me a lot more receptive to your ideas than some.
Another
I'm just gonna perk up and say,
Another one.
Master
Not
Ragnar,
like that.
Master Ragnar, you do realize there is a dwarf to your right with a gun trained on your head right about now, don't you?
I say not like that, and I turn to reach my bag. It's like, and kind of huddle so that only you can see Wilhelma, and I just open up the little box, and you can just see some warpstone just sitting there. And I only opened it like a tiny amount, and I'm huddled so making sure no one else can see what it is, and then I close it and wrap it back up and stuff it back in my bag.
You got a beautiful black out of his
Can
back
I
in
get an
position.
agility test with a plus. I'll give you. Do you know what? I'll give you a plus 60. But if you're doing this quickly, accidents can happen.
Oh.
Wait, who's this?
You.
I get a plus 60 on an agility test?
Yes. As you quickly
Oh,
as you quickly open the bag and try to reveal the warp stone.
I think
And then
there's also
quickly
still
get it back.
some warped mushroom in there.
No, because we separated out the warp mushroom. Like, it was mushroom that you took, and it was warp stone that I took.
Jin, Livia, we could all, or fucking, Lysiara and Livia, should just cast drop, all three of us. We can't do all, we can't pass all three the tests.
No!
Oh. Well, you see, that's actually perfect because realistically, I wanted it to be a natural 100 event. So the fact your target was 99 is actually just perfect. Yeah, you were able to quickly yet agilely move the stone so she can see it and it's able to be covered up without any negative effects happening.
You know that stuff's trouble, right?
So do you.
Your point?
As I said, I'm more receptive than most.
You're
I'm
the
gonna-
weirdest dwarf I have ever
I'm-
met.
You realise
gonna-
it's that you used, right?
Well, yes, I'm under no misconceptions.
I'm going to
So
cock my
what?
head to the side and just say, what I watched was basically Ragnar move his hand down to his pocket and bring something out, show her, and bring it back out, right?
Yes, pretty much.
He just flashed it.
The Sarah's just gonna cock her head to the side, look at Muhammad and say, Muhammad, did he really just flash you with Dimzid right next to you?
Elf, you may be related to one of my friends, but I swear to Grimnir.
Hey, do I need to put my beard down, Storm cousin?
Put your beard where?
My beer down. He went and got a beer from Blackhand and then got
I
a closer
got
seat.
a beard as well.
Oh, sorry, beer.
Bring
just
beard
gonna-
down. There's
Well, I
no
need to
grudge
put my
here.
beer down.
Stone. There is no grudge here, Stone Cousin, unless you make one.
Maybe I should have stuck with crossbows.
If you are a fist,
Stupid elf,
what?
by the way.
So, that's all I want to know is how you managed it.
Well, I took the thing. I used the thing.
Did you find any when clearing up the bodies?
I didn't actually bother to look.
Can I perception that, or are you actually just straight up
Just
telling the
genuine.
truth?
You can perception it. You just need to succeed. It's just if you fail the test, that's when you're like, no, I think you're lying, and arguments can start. But you succeeded, so yeah, you can tell she's telling the truth.
Who did look through them?
Just point at Lysiara.
How did you dispose of the?
I'm just going to wave.
Everyone's gathered round as well now. I'm trying to keep this semi-secret. Damn it!
There's no queue or anything. It's just fucking like.
Yep.
See,
Especially, what are
unfortunately,
you trying to keep secret? You've been after Warpstone the entire fucking time.
Not been
Out of character, by the way.
I've been trying to. Yeah, I have been after it. Let's face it. How did you dispose of their more volatile items?
You know you can just say the word, right? There's no witch hunters that are magically gonna pop out of a plant pot to burn you for heresy.
I don't know. We
Storm-
met one that could fit in there.
Storm cousin, the Hungy don't throw it away like we do. They like to risk fate, don't ya? Even though it's not worth it, but hey-ho, I won't judge.
Oh, that
He
is
sips
You
beer.
already did.
that is the woman you fell in
will.
love with.
Again,
Don't feed his delusions.
But yes, where did you keep it? Or put it?
Are you asking me or her?
Her.
I don't know. Where did you put it, Lysiara?
I'm just going to smile.
Let me guess. The tower.
Well, Lysiara, here's the thing. So you looted the corpses. You said you had something to show Wilhelma. I don't remember you ever saying that you like dropped them off anywhere.
Yeah,
And then you
I
went
was
and burned
glossing
the
over that
corpses.
point.
yeah. I'm
Then you went
assuming
and
you
burnt
still
the
have them
corpses.
on you.
So technically,
Not
you
yet, I
have this
said.
long thing that is wrapped up and tied round round the top of you. Like you've been quite specific in, I put them in the corp in the thing. I'm going to go and burn them, and then I'm going to go down here and do that. You never. So technically, as Ragnar looks around at you, you've got this big long arm that's wrapped up in cloth that's strapped to your back. You have a couple of other items because you're a mage. You don't really have much on you normally, robes and
I mean,
sword.
I do. I do have a few things attached to me, like a book, a head, a few vials, like several vials.
Wait, you have a head?
I mean,
A
we all
skull.
have a head.
Sorry.
But yeah.
In
Should have
a,
put them away, shouldn't you? Dumbass.
why is it talking?
No, sorry,
doesn't go
only Lysiara hears that.
I'm just going to glance down to my leg, glance back. Well, you see, Melanie kind of got in the way, and then we had a fascinating talk. Then I had to go check on Casper because it was fascinating, and then Melanie dropped a chandelier on him, so I haven't had the time.
You still
So, you
can we?
is that a Giselle?
That looks
Yes
like.
or no answer?
I feel like
How much you do realize that this is a gift for you, and I have absolutely no engineering know-how whatsoever, right? I couldn't tell
And
this
I'm
from
sure
a stick
you
that goes
also
boom.
have a no ulterior motive whatsoever, yes.
they shot at me with one of those.
I'm just gonna take it out of my shoulder.
Whoa,
But in
not
the-
here. People eat here, okay?
He's not gonna
This,
shoot.
by the way, this place is covered in blood. Tables destroyed. You're like pulling
Never mind.
furniture
People
together.
won't eat here for a
Yeah.
while. Let's get
There's a
on.
stench of vomit in the corner. I
This
just
place is covered in blood, and he went out of his way to clean up some
Tavern.
vomit
When is
over
there
here.
not a stench
did.
of vomit in the corner?
true.
Because Wilhelma called for cleanup. And
Oh, okay.
she's in charge of the pet, so he was like, "Oh, master said clean up. I can clean up now."
It's still the gun is still wrapped up. I'm just gonna say this over here. It's going to be open in a nice and manageable environment, not some place where you can get diseases from all this blood and shit.
What?
Do realize that a piece of cloth is not exactly containment for warpstone, right?
So long as I don't actually touch it, it should be fine for now. I don't intend to sleep with this. I don't know. Maybe some people do sleep with their guns. I don't know.
What else did you find? You mentioned you found a few things. Just look her up and down.
I'm going to cock my head to the side. Master Dwarf, the only reason why I'm going to tell you this is because my sister told me I can actually trust you and you're a likable person.
Okay, this is
So-
officially the weirdest conversation I have ever been
Is she
a part
feeling
of.
okay? Are you sure? Me likable?
Yeah,
Am I likable?
She's gonna trust you?
yeah. I'm just gonna cock my head. Yeah, you're likable for
Are
a
you sure
dwarf.
you're feeling okay?
I mean, that qualifier is... I feel I should take offense, but given the circumstances, that's about as high an honor as I could ask for from an elf.
I can't actually take you guys to the tower currently, so why the fuck no? I'm just gonna move the pouch to my left hand, hold the pouch, open it, and I'm gonna cast a move. I'm gonna raise one of the discs.
I'm gonna reach in and just grab out one of my... You know, I had my super thick leather gloves in case we ever come across warpstone.
Yes.
I don't touch it. I use spells to move it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna reach into my bag, put it on, and just kind of try to grab it. not snatch it, just kind of. And I look at you like, may I?
I'm gonna try to keep it here and grab it first.
No, we know what it does for you. Put your hand back.
I would like to point out that this is a gift for me.
I'm not going to
I believe these
steal
are the
it.
warp tokens.
No, these are the tokens.
The discs aren't actually. I don't think discs are the ammunition.
Oh no, no.
No,
What
this
What
is
are those?
this
They
is
look
Skaven.
like coins.
This is Skaven currency and
Yeah.
magic fuel.
So I just reach out hand like, may I like take one with my super thick glove on? And I say to Warhammer, I'm not going to steal them. Listen, the elf says I'm trustworthy.
I'm just going to look at your hands, see the gloves, and say, "Oh, sure. Just don't let it touch your skin." And I'm going to drop it on your hand.
I'm gonna take
Before
a
he puts
closer
the
look at
gloves
it.
on.
Just burns through my hand. This is
So much like the normal warpstone that you have in your bag, the same color is there, only this is refined. It has actually been worked into a shape, and through the working into this shape, for whatever reason, you don't see any... It seems to be more mundane, which is kind of scary to think about. It looks like a cut jewel. It doesn't have any of the toxic look that the raw piece that you have has.
Yeah. I guess this is their refined? Looks a lot... I don't want to say safer given what it is, but safer.
It also, just for flavor wise, on one side it has a symbol. You're not entirely sure of the symbol. At the very least, I'd give the dwarves like a 25% chance of recognizing this is a clan symbol. If you don't have Skaven, because dwarves have dealt with Skaven before, they have seen the banners raised. So on one side there's like a clan symbol, which happens to be a...
I do also know at least one clan symbol because that whole the human one.
Oh, good point. Yeah, good point. So it looks very similar, actually. It looks very similar because I know which clan is in, operates within Mordheim from the tabletop game. So they're the ones who I've based it off of anyway, with a few specialists sprinkled in.
Mulder, right?
Nope, not in Mordheim.
Eshin, I'm assuming,
Yes.
since you said it's similar to the human
It
one.
is a
Really? It's
clawed
Eshin?
dagger that goes down. Yeah, in the tabletop game, you build a Eshin warband, but you can recruit other Skaven from Clan Moulder, Pestilence, and it's all about keeping to the shadows in Mordheim, because there's a lot of shit there that kills Skaven very easily. So, Eshin, as far as I'm aware, operate mostly, and they're the ones that I used for the game, but they do call in other members for various goodies, like rat ogres.
And bone breakers and storm fiends.
Yes.
don't
So
like the way you
it's-
said that.
It's a gnarled, clawed hand with a dagger that goes a very Skaven-y looking dagger, especially considering you've seen the Night Runners fight so often. It's very similar to their dagger going down. But on the other side is actually a cross, not a religious cross, an X. Well, actually, there's two parallel lines. Well, two parallel lines.
You think
opposing
that's
lines.
like a seal of the Skaven King or something?
I'm just going to cock my head to the side. I do have Skaven knowledge, but I haven't actually studied this. I'm just going to cock my head to the side and say, but I do not know what that is because I haven't had the time to study it, but that scene just looks like, I don't know, a Skaven clan?
It looks like it can be broken into 4.
Oh, it's like one of the super old way they used to do like park coins. Okay.
So in Skaven society, you can break up a warp token. So they use warp tokens as currency. But
Yeah.
you don't pay 1 warp token for 1 Skaven slave. No. Too expensive. Far too expensive. You break it up. You pay 1/4 of a warp stone for a Skaven slave. But then that remaining warp token might be ground down to be turned into Skaven snuff. Warp snuff. And then, they dilute it, and Skaven makes profits. Yes.
Yes.
How do
So
you
I just
react to acids?
I just look at it. It would make sense for it to be a clan, I guess. We met a human.
1d100, Ragnar. I'll do one for Blackhand. Blackhand doesn't know the 64. Just shrugs. You get a 25 and below, you're like, yeah, I've seen this banner. Oh, it's close. It's close.
I was more going off of the fact that I'd seen something, the one that looks very similar to this for the human,
True.
more than I've seen this exact one.
But you were close.
It's like maybe we met a human who had a similar symbol. I think he was Clan Yellowfang, I think he said. Maybe these Skaven are the same, or cousins.
I'm going to cock my head to
Hold
the
on,
side and say,
human clan. Don't
I'm
tell
sorry.
me there's actual, people working for the Skaven.
I'm just going to look at Warhammer and say, fascinating.
Don't you fascinating me, spontaneously hair dyeing little.
I don't know if he was a slave, if he was a worshipper or a member of a clan that just works with them, but it's almost the same symbol. So I would assume it's maybe a clan or some other affiliation, and this is just a cousin to it, maybe.
I have no idea. I haven't met a human. I haven't actually studied this enough to know. But
If I could study these, I might be able to. Yes, maybe.
What
Right,
are
it's
you
great.
planning?
I'm going to cock my head to the other side and say, fascinating. Say, Master Dwarf, would you perhaps want to do research with me?
You're speaking my language, Elf.
Wait, so you give me shit if I take something green and glowing, but when he expresses interest in the green and glowing, that's suddenly fine. Wow,
No,
double
Warhammer.
standards.
No,
Double
Warhammer.
fucking standards.
I take issue when you take something without proper protection, and you have never actually displayed an interest in
wore
research.
gloves. It's fine.
Like, these are the finest, thickest forge gloves, though.
You touched warp stone without protection.
I had gloves on.
Charm, please.
I'm gonna perception that.
You must
Four
charm
Warhammer.
your way to success.
Oh my god, she actually succeeded. Just.
2 degrees.
Ooh, not enough, buddy.
Suck it.
Oh, come on.
I think both Casper and me, we just cock our heads to the side like,
No, she's like, I wore gloves.
You know, I believe him.
Yes, you may have wore gloves, but they weren't the gloves by the time you finished touching it, were they?
No,
You just hear chuckling
they,
from behind the bar.
they were still gloves. Actually, you know what?
What were your hands?
May I
I'm
see
not-
your hands?
I'm actually going to cast Magical Sense and say, Warhammer, could you please present me your hands?
You can't see mutations.
I'm just clicking my eyes and looking around her. I don't see anything. I'm just going to...
Just so we're clear, you see something because I think she's still got the warp-blood pistol on her. So you see something like sparkling in its holster. But yeah, you don't see anything else.
Yeah.
No, I just asked her if she could bring her hand forward so I could take a look at it. It's...
Come on, my dear. You just said double standards. Let me prove to these dwarves that I don't have double standards, and that you're also a very smart person. You didn't actually touch it.
Oh, you bitch. You fucking bitch. You know she's lying, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get this human.
I hate you when you're being smug.
Smug? Whatever could you possibly mean? Now, hands, please.
Oh, fine. Let's get this over with. She takes off her. I forgot, was it the left or the right? I think I had that noted on the sheet somewhere back.
I think you picked it up with your right.
Right. So you see her remove the gloves, and the skin on the wrist is scales. Well, it's not scales, it's scaly skin, but essentially. Fine, get it out of your system.
Enough time has passed that the quills, the tiny points of the scales, are now poking through, and you can see just a textured surface as she removes her glove. As you remove the glove, how would they... No, so probably putting on the glove is more uncomfortable than taking it off, because I imagine when you take it off, you're going with the scales.
See, I thought it was the other way around.
Well, otherwise the scales are pointing towards your body, not away from your body. And I think they'd be pointing away from your body to cover.
Fair.
It's like brushing a porcupine. You know, one way you can do it when they're relaxed. If you try and do it the other way, you're dumb and just asking for trouble. Not porcupine, sorry, hedgehog.
I'll move closer a little and ask. I'll just simply hold my hand out and ask, can I try something?
So fascinating.
I swear to God, if you use that word one more time, I'm going on a rampage.
I mean, it's not the worst thing that could have happened to you. We once saw a mouse that breathed fire and then died, so...
Elma, please, may I...
See, and
Take
this
a
is
look at
why
this.
I don't want you to touch that stuff, dwarf.
This is why I'm not
Fine.
touching it. Like, I just show you holding the token in my thing. It's like,
You shouldn't even fucking handle it.
loopholes, bitch!
Do your thing, vomit-covered man.
Ooh,
Hey, it's disgusting, isn't it? Look at it.
can I look over at Olivia real quick and ask, can I borrow a healing draft?
Everybody's circling around Wilhelm. Everybody's looking at, ooh.
Let me check my inventory real quick. Yeah, you can.
Take one of those. I can channel this, is fine. Okay. Channeling, yes. Ingredient, yes. Probably a bit
Hold
overkill,
on.
but fuck.
Hold on, and she kind of starts that token, the token, the symbol on it, yes. And she pulls
There you
out.
go.
She pulls out a bronze penny. Something which has been sitting in my fucking inventory forever.
Okay.
And if I recall correctly, it has a dagger symbol on it. Is it the same?
Once your GM.
Jesus Christ, we're going a long way back now. I believe it is.
I know, but like,
I believe it is. I'm just trying to remember when you got the. So yes, it is, because you got the penny from the vampires. I believe it was in the. It was in the loot. It was in the one of the coin.
think so.
It was in one of the coin purses. So, because you, as you were going through the loot, I remember you pulled through, and one penny was very distinct. This one penny was not meant to.
I essentially magpied it.
Yeah. Yes, it is of the same. It's of. So as you look at it now, as you bring it out, it is an exact copy of a warp token with the same symbol, the same mark. Only yours is made out of bronze, not warpstone.
Huh.
Huh.
We found those.
Also,
in
as
the
you're
vampires'
as
coffers.
you're kind of bringing this forth, and
Yeah.
Casper's still holding onto your hand, you're kind of clumsily doing it because you're doing it with your left. There's an odd
Actually,
sensation.
I'm ambidextrous, so no difference.
Oh yeah. You quickly get it out, pull it out forth. There's a warm sensation on your hand, and as you look down, the quills of the tips of the scales that were poking through have receded back underneath the skin.
Hey! My head's
Ah.
back to normal.
It's not permanent, but it'll do for a while.
Figures.
Intriguing.
Okay, now you're cheating. Now you're cheating.
You get 4 hours, I believe.
3. Because I only have 3 magic.
Oh yeah, black magic doesn't actually count towards your magic dice. It's just an extra one you can use. Yep. And no doubles, which is sadness. Sadness, I tell you. One day I will get that magical roll where you do max magic dice and they all come up as the same.
Wait, does that...
And I'll be like, haha,
I'm
the
just gonna
world has
look at-
ended.
I'm just gonna look at this here. Does that mean the vampires were working with the Skaven?
Or maybe they were. Wait, wait, is it the exact same symbol or is it slightly different?
No, it's
You say.
it's the exact same symbol. The
Oh.
dagger going down with a gnarled hand.
Huh.
So not only humans work with them, but
That just may very well be. Well,
How deep does this rabbit hole go?
hopefully not too deep. I mean, we did kill those vampires.
I mean, we did.
I mean, we could always send a messenger and ask for anyone to check it, but... and you said you saw the symbol in Gnome, was it, Master Dwarf?
well, not this exact symbol, but one extremely like it. Yes.
That is interesting. Perhaps there is a cell of... perhaps there is a cell of sympathizers in Nolan.
Well, whatever it is, they're all the way back in Nuln, along with whatever they were using as a home.
Oh,
Yes.
deep, but still.
I'm just glad
Your
they're
return-
back there. Not here.
I mean, your rotund friend did say you guys had something other humans use from Null.
Oh, what? Sorry?
Your rotund friend, the whatchamacallit, Humperdinck?
The fuck you work for?
What about him?
He did say you guys had some connection to Null, didn't you? Don't you have anyone you want to? Don't you have anyone in Null that might want to be informed of this?
Oh. I don't.
The thing is, it seems the higher ups of Nulum know of it.
And
higher
I
ups of
guess
many
they
other
don't.
things.
They don't want to tell anybody, do they?
According to our former priest.
That is you humans for you.
Yeah. What's her deal anyway?
Oh, she's just Carla. She's a Carla.
Descriptive.
Well, what is a
Well,
rock?
she-
It is a rock.
She was infected with necklace rot.
Oh.
And one of the supposed cures for her caused her to revert in a few years. Meaning she's
Oh.
actually much younger than she appears. Or she's actually much older than
That's-
she appears.
That's not actually that bad. Also, I'm gonna just look at Ragnar and then Kazali. Don't bullshit me. You have like 10 different words for rock.
That's true. And then I swapped to Arcane Dwarf, and even more in this language. No one understands but me.
I'm just gonna look at them and you didn't teach me this one.
It very obviously sounds like dwarvish, but almost older.
It's because it's ancestral dwarf, my love. I don't know it. Hagrid does.
Farron. Oh, it's the runesmithy thing.
Aye.
There we go.
Lisa is gonna tap her fingers together and see. She would be. She almost says fascinating. She looks at Warhammer. She would be a captivating subject for me to study too. Don't you think, Warhammer? Someone actually de-aged.
Did you eat a dictionary when you were young or something?
I thought you said dick then. I was like, oh.
Look, I look, I'm not looking in her bed, okay? That's all. She can do whatever she wants.
Heyo.
Well, excuse me, Warhammer, if I had a higher learning than you did. You're still a very valuable human being. I'm gonna touch you on the shoulder.
Just because I didn't really have formal education doesn't mean you get to talk shit about my intelligence.
I'm not saying that you're not intelligent. I'm just saying that you don't have the same form of learning that I did as a kid. Many years ago, like 70.
I ignore her, my love. She's just a stuck-up elf. They're all like that. You should know.
Dimzad, my boy, I am on your side. I want you to get the girl.
She learnt dwarvish rather quickly for the human. I'll have you know.
Did she now?
Was this in your
Interesting.
attempt to woo her, Dimzid?
Well, how does she speak it, Stone Cousin? I don't think you can deny. I haven't known her for less than a year. And she already
I'm right
speaks it
here,
fluently.
you know.
Beautifully, might I add.
I'm just gonna say to Dimzad and Kazalit, how long did she take, though?
Not long at all. My love, you still have some dust on your ample.
If he says bosom, I'm gonna punch him.
Mountainous peaks.
No, for a dwarf, it It's difficult coming up with dwarvish ones for every body part, you know.
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and say,
Who
"Luscious
just
hills."
swears profusely in
Yo.
Tillian?
Your
The soft
valuable,
anvils.
your valuable ore has some dust on it. He just brushes some dust off your ass.
You know, with euphemisms like that, it's no wonder no dowy women came with you.
Ooh. Shit. I'm going to take a step back now. I say this and I take a step back and I say, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Excuse me.
She's a human. She can't take the Slayer oath.
Livia tilts her head. Do they actually look any different from normal dwarves? Like, I've never seen a female dwarf.
Actually, that's a good point. Do they?
They're like-
well, of course they do, my dear. They have just beautiful,
Bearded nipples.
well,
Actually,
some do, but so do some men.
I mean, I do myself.
Too much information.
I do not
They
even know
have
that.
beautiful braided mutton chops, and we'll leave
They're
it at that, shall
soft.
we?
Their beards are soft, like.
Well, they don't have beards, man. It's just a mutton chop. Yeah, there's a very different thing. Anyway, it's
I
just a
don't
wee
think
bit of mutton
Ragnar
chop.
ended more with women. I think he may have-
hold on. I have the perfect thing for this. I just need
You're
to
gonna
find it.
post the Witcher quote again.
Dwarven
Yeah,
women
I
just
am.
choose not to leave their mountain holds. They, for the most part, decide to take up more in the Karak business. It's normally left to men, but only ask Hadgrin. His wife came with him. Don't ask.
Isn't
Don't ask Hadgrin.
I was gonna say, isn't that a touchy subject?
I don't ask Hadgrin, but they do exist and they do venture out. It's just most of them have good sense and stay in the protective walls of their home.
Good sense, is it? Hmm?
Mm, I mean,
You
they
know,
are some of the most well protected places in the. Do they call it the old world? I don't know. Whatever they call the continent.
I'm not gonna say that quote because the Sierra doesn't technically know the quote, but I just want to post this here.
Yeah, that was the quote I was trying to think. That was the one I was trying to think of. I was like, that is legitimately how they are.
Sorry.
But my love, we're all different. We all have our ups and our downs. That's just how it is.
I'm
You seem
going
to have your
to.
up a lot when you're around her. Though,
That's
Jim.
it. I'm just grabbing a pint and leaving.
God damn it, man! Yeah, shut up for a
Homer,
moment.
don't go.
How no?
I still need to check our hand. I need to see how the mutation has regressed.
And for convenience's sake.
There we go.
Wilhelma leaves, Carla enters.
Ciara, no!
Livia is going to turn to Dimsy and be like, are you sure she's the right one for you? I mean, she doesn't even have a light stomach.
What did I miss?
Aye, not all dwarfs are the same, and no one worth being with should come easily. There's nothing wrong with a challenge, and she'll warm up to me, I'm sure. It's all just an act.
Worry not, old MZ. She's warming up to you. I can feel it in my bones.
Aye, it may take me another 5 or 10 years, but she'll be mine.
Who are you talking about?
Nothing, child. It's nothing to worry about.
I'm not a child, thank you very much.
I'm sorry, lass. I know it's not in hungry terms, but in Dwarf terms, you're a child.
Well, even in human terms, she would be a child right now.
You do have to apologize.
Medieval times,
Apologize.
actually. At 15, you're an adult. Medieval times, remember?
Excuse us, child. This is grown-up talk. Perhaps a bit above your...
I don't recommend saying she's more heavily armed than any child you'll ever meet.
And
Really?
I have a lightning bolt.
That's good.
Several of them, in fact.
Fascinating. I'm going to approach you just a tiny bit and look at you. And you also have the most beautiful glowing eyes I see. Fascinating.
Is she always like that?
As far as I've been able to tell, yeah.
Next thing you'll tell me is she groped Casper or Casper, what's that? Why are you covered in vomit?
Troll woman.
She groped Casper.
And so he puked on himself?
Well, you know what he's like with women. If he doesn't get him a gold coin, he doesn't know what to do.
I don't actually.
I wasn't around on your brothel crawls for none.
Oh yeah, you weren't. You were being a priestess.
Oh, I swear to God, Ragnar, you're in thin ice.
Say, what actually happened there?
Yeah, we never explained why you stopped being a priestess?
You know what? I don't know either. And Bane was being a smug git about it, so I guess his dad just wins at magic being fucking cryptic.
I mean, Bane's always a smug git.
Yes, he is, and I hate him for it.
He did save your life.
Doesn't make him any less of a git.
No, but it is worth remembering before cursing him.
Oh, don't worry, I remember. I just reserve myself the right to bitch on him.
Also remember that it was my fault you are how you are.
No, it was not. Stop with the guilt complex.
Will you cease that, Ragnar, for the love of the gods?
See, even the bloody cursed one is invoking the gods at you.
That is cursed because of me.
Don't-
Let's not get into talks of the big sad. Think of happier things instead, shall we?
And there wasn't a lot of those ever since we met, you know?
Right, first you tell me not to guilt complex and then you complain. What do you want? I can't please you people.
I think about it. Maybe you'll have 5 years more to live, now that you've been cured. If we don't die in Mordheim.
At the rate Humperdinck is throwing new ridiculous missions at us, I don't know if I'll have 2.
It was better than the days or weeks you had before, at least, was it not?
Let's be honest, probably days.
Yeah, you were looking very sick at the end.
I mean, I was kind of assuming that at some point I'd just ask one of you to kill me.
And I would have done it.
Of course you fucking would. And then you would guilt yourself the whole way.
Oh, you would be a friend. If I'd been happy in killing my friend, I would be a monster.
If Aurelia was here right now, she'd be shaking her head saying you'd have to fight me to it.
I can't
She does. She's 14, she does classify as a child, so it is Aurelia's territory.
He's she's Aurelius now.
I'm sorry? What is this about my sister?
Wait, so you two are actually sisters?
You don't look that similar. And I reference your. I just look.
Look,
And
she
it's like,
doesn't actually talk much. When I ask her things, she usually just smugly smiles behind her mask and doesn't say anything
yeah,
until I
sounds-
leave.
that sounds-
So I was gonna.
Oh wait, sorry. I
You're-
got used to that.
You're not. She's not exactly the communicative type.
So I was just gonna, pass her hand through her hair a little bit, look at her fingers, and say, "Well, we are sisters, but instead of me trying to explain the complicated intricacies of my society, I think you people would call her adopted."
Was that really so complicated to say?
Yes, if I were to explain in the Elvish terms, yes.
Then explain in the Elvish terms.
Would take too long, and would involve too many words your people wouldn't understand. Don't take this in the wrong way. It's just that most of them would be complicated Elven.
Yeah, no, they
words.
really are sisters.
Yeah, makes sense. They don't want to reveal anything of each other or themselves.
Don't get me wrong. She is
Actually,
my
no.
sister through and through. She's
No,
my
I
kin.
think I see a
Even
key
though she-
difference here, Ragnar.
Hmm.
She looks literate. And
And I think it is probably about time to end the episode, and that seems like a good point to do it on. The last words
Probably.
of this episode dissing our illiterate elven friend. I like it a lot. So thank you so much for watching, liking and enjoying this episode as it comes to an end. I actually can't even remember what I know. Oh yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Take care everyone, and good night.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
boy.
Snuff Warpstone.